remember when I learned in school about gravity. It was so cool. I had a teacher that knew it all. She taught me how water could stick to a ball, how buildings stick to the underside of a ball that spins like a carousel ride. Man, it all sounded crazy to me, but I love learning about gravity. I couldn't wait to tell my dad about the amazing day that I had. He picked me up, I was bursting with pride. He opened up the door and I jumped inside. He smiled at me and said, "How was your day?" I said, "Dad, I was blown away. I learned about this magical thing, but it's kinda got my head in the spin. I learned about this Newton guy. When an apple fell on his head, he surmised that there must be a force that's pulling it down, and everything's being sucked to the ground. A force that sticks us all to this ball, the people, the buildings, the oceans and all." So it was written in history, Newton had discovered gravity. Well, he just looked at me and said, "Don't believe in gravity. Don't believe in fantasy. Don't believe, 'cause the theory's all it is. It's never been proven, but they teach it to the kids." Well, my dad felt a little bit sad for me when I mentioned that word gravity. He said, "Have a little independent thought, question what you've just been taught. I mean, how the hell could a ball that spins make a force so strong that sucks everything in, yet birds and insects fly unaffected? Gravity must be so selective. Think about it logically, 'cause that don't make no sense to me. You gotta question all those preachers preach, question all those teachers teach. You see, gravity is just a bunch of bull. That Newton guy's just a lying fool. These guys like Newton shouldn't be trusted. They're free Masonic lies have been busted. In fact, my boy, it's density, and that's why things fall down, you see. An object always falls to the ground if it's heavier than the air that surrounds. If it's lighter than air, then it'll rise. It'll keep on floating up to the skies. That's what's known as buoyancy, and that makes more sense than gravity. So let me tell you one more time, boy. Don't believe in gravity. Don't believe in fantasy. Don't believe, 'cause the theory's all it is. It's never been proven, but they teach it to the kids. He said, "I'm sorry, son, for bursting your bubble, but that kind of thinking can get you in trouble. These theories they try to put in your head, it's all just pseudoscience," he said. "They'll have you believing in all kinds of crap. That gravity nonsense belongs in the trash. Believe me when I say to you, there ain't no gravity, and that's the truth." Well, my daddy made me think that day. He made me think in a different way. I did some thinking for myself. I put that theory back on the shelf. That gravity crap is indoctrination, not truthful, trusted information. People need to wake up and see there ain't no such thing as gravity. You let me hear you sing it one more time now. Don't believe in gravity. Don't believe in fantasy. Don't believe, 'cause the theory's all it is. It's never been proven, but they teach it to the kids. One more time now. Don't believe in gravity. Don't believe in fantasy. Don't believe, 'cause the theory's all it is. It's never been proven, but they teach it to the kids.
When you see those who indeed report the principles of the series of voices, then turn away from them until they enter into another conversation. And if Satan should cause you to forget, then do not remain after the reminder of the wrongdoing people.
وما على الذين يتقون من كتاب شيء ولكن ذكرى لعلهم يتقون.
Those who fear Allah are not held accountable for the disbelievers and only for a reminder, perhaps they will fear them.
وَذَرِ الَّذِينَ اتَّخَذُوا دِينَهُمْ لَعِبًا وَلَهْوًا وَغَرَّتْهُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا وَذَكِّرْ بِهِ أَن تُبْصَرَ نَفْسٌ بِمَا كَسَبَتْ لَيْسَ لَهَا مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ
And the horizon stays directly as it plays. Now, we're on a balloon.
Wow, that didn't take long. Right. Oh yes, grab some of that.
Yeah, so about other planets.
Okay.
If you believe
Hi chaps. How are you? It's all nonsense, isn't it? What do you think? Have you ever heard of anything like this?
First time I heard this.
Not the first time. Can't be. It's the biggest thing on the internet.
Oh, really?
It really is. I mean,
How can I search you have any website to introduce?
yeah, of course. Well, we always start with like this, cognitive dissonance, because people don't really realise what is going on. So start with there. But yeah, we've got some. You need to go home and research that one there. 200 proofs. Earth is not a spinning ball. By Dubay. And all it is, which is really strange.
Because there's a lot of information.
There's a lot of information.
Read the first one. You think the Earth is a flat?
Yes. The thing is, have you ever seen any curvature, what you think is curvature? No one else has, but they think they have, maybe in aeroplanes, maybe. But we've sent hot air balloons up and weather balloons and that, and there is no curvature. We have been told lies, okay? And there's a big movement on the internet now exposing all the lies that we've been told. And we're not all loopies. You don't see me, I haven't got a tin hat on. We're not all loopies. We've got some, coming over here, look at this one. That one there, that's the thermosphere. The thermosphere there, that's where the International Space Station is. Okay, if you go on Google and research it for yourself, the temperature in the thermosphere is 2,000 to 2,500 degrees Celsius. But aluminium and titanium, they melt at 600. How could it survive in space? So it's all related between NASA, between the Earth. It's like gravity, for instance. Tell me what you think gravity is.
Gravity is Newton from the apple.
Okay. Why does it let balloons go off?
There's a gas inside.
Right. So you already know then, it's density and buoyancy. We never needed gravity. Gravity doesn't exist. That's why it's called the theory of gravity. It's never been proven. Henry Cavendish is the only person that ever proved gravity exists. Yay! He proved it, except for we can't repeat it. It doesn't work. And that's what we grew up believing. Henry Cavendish, he proved that two forces, two masses get pulled together. They really don't. And you can try this for yourself. You know, like I challenge you. Static will pull things together. So if you get like two lead balls, or if you get a lead ball and a steel ball or something, static will move it such a minute. But if you get two concrete balls side by side, not a chance. No static there, they will not pull together. Yeah. Oh, this one here. That's what we call Blackpool Promenade. I don't know if you know Blackpool, do you? Have you heard of Blackpool in... Blackpool? Yeah, it's up north it is. Anyway, it's where we've got like a seaside resort. We can stand on the promenade and we can see the Isle of Man, on a good day that is. Well, why can you see the Isle of Man? It's 65 miles away. The Earth's curvature is meant to be 8 inches per squared, okay? So you're not meant to see it. It's meant to be buried between 2,584 feet of curvature. Now, some people will tell you that, oh, that's due to refraction. And I don't know if you've ever seen refraction from a distance. You can see heat and that, you can see it wavy and all that. But you can see it for about 10 foot. You can't see refraction for 2,500 feet. Refraction, it definitely isn't refraction. Take one of them. I mean, that was NASA's own map. I mean, look at that. What's odd about that? Why is the continent enlarged? That's NASA. You go on NASA's website and check them Earths. You have never seen a picture of Earth in your life. They are called composites. I don't know if you know what a composite is.
All the information from the TV and the textbook.
Be careful, because a lot of people will take you off to this flat Earth society nonsense. Okay, so be careful when you go on there, because you'll be sent there and they believe in stupid things, and they're paid by the government to give you disinformation. It's nothing that we believe in. You know, so put it in flat Earth, but go to them sites. All right, take care. All right. All right. Have you blown their minds? Excellent.
He's trying to put things on shelves.
Anyway, guys, got any questions? I know first instincts is like, oh, come on, nonsense, load of rubbish. Go on, jump. Sorry? Jump? And you think that's gravity? Is that what you think is gravity? Okay, what about the balloons? Why do they go up? Now, you already know the answer to this, so why do you think that is gravity? Helium. So, because of... It's less dense. Density and buoyancy. That is what we perceive as gravity. If you look in any textbook on the planet, you'll see it's still called the theory of gravity. It's never ever been proven. Not been proven to this day. Henry Cavendish, he got the closest to proving it, okay? And that's what we learn in textbooks today, Henry Cavendish, okay? Except for it doesn't work. Because he used lead balls, so lead balls still carry a residual static charge, you know, within lead balls, and static is like attracted to each other. But the thing is, if you use a concrete ball, it don't work. If you use a really heavy concrete ball, big huge one, and then use a small concrete ball, and then see if they are attracted, it doesn't work. It's a load of rubbish. No one's ever been able to repeat that. That's your gravity, what you're taught in school.
While you're flying around the world.
Okay. Say that again.
Fly around the world. Why don't you fly?
Talking about that, when you're flying over the ball, okay, and no one's ever done north to south. Out of all the expeditions that we've ever come across in mankind, we've gone east to west, but we've never done a full expedition north to south. Funny that, isn't it? But anyway, that's not my point. My point is, an aeroplane flies to what? An artificial horizon in the plane. Okay, so when he goes down, does he keep dipping his nose, which he'll have to go around the ball Earth? If we're flying to Australia, he's going to, at some point, I don't know, they're called ailerons or something, he's going to have to engage them and keep hitting his pitch to go down over the curvature of the Earth. Would that be common sense? It doesn't happen.
I don't have arguments against it because I don't know.
It doesn't happen. They fly to the artificial horizon. If you, in your phone, you've got a MEMS device in there, right? So if you hold that up, you can even put an artificial horizon on it, and you can tip it right the way up, and it's really sensitive. It works. And you can put it on your car or something. You go down a hill, and it's so accurate. It will measure the slightest bit of movement. But you go on a plane, you'll see it rise. You'll see yourself level. You'll go all the way to Australia, and then you'll see yourself descend. It will never ever register going round a ball.
So where do you think the end of the Earth is then? If you think it's flat.
Why does there have to be an end? You think we all?
So you think it just keeps going and going?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. How would I know? But having said that, I mean, like the universe, we're all happy that it's infinite. Why can't our plane that we stand on be infinite?
It's not.
How do we know that? But that's what I've just said. We've never flown north to south ever. Who? Name me someone.
Not like the satellites.
Or what? We don't believe in satellites. Look at this. No. Seriously. Look at the temperature in the thermosphere. In the thermosphere, it's between 2,000 and 2,500 degrees Celsius. Okay? What's the melting point of aluminium and titanium? 660 degrees.
So it's aluminium?
Yes. Yes, I mean that was my research. Yes, and titanium.
What is it that you?
We're trying to get people to critically think. We don't want anything from you. Don't want any money or anything. We just want you to go home and just critically think what you think science is.
What are you trying to put here? Well, I will have a discussion. What point are you trying to put over here?
I want you to go home and critically think.
Yeah.
That's it. Period. About science that you've been lied to.
Why have we been lied to? I have come from academic background.
Okay.
So
I can't tell you why because I wouldn't know, but I can tell you how. I can tell you what. I can tell you that water is level. It remains level. Okay. Water does not bend. Does not.
What do you mean water doesn't bend?
Exactly what I just said.
What does that mean?
Well, when
it follows the surface underneath it.
Okay, and so you're happy with that? So when it goes around the ball, does it?
So if the ball underneath is spherical,
and we're spinning round,
and you're spinning round,
1,000 miles per hour. If I put water on a tennis ball and spun it around, what would happen to all the water?
Sorry?
What would happen to all the water if I spun a wet tennis ball round?
Because there is no mass involved.
That's got nothing to do with that.
It has.
No, it hasn't.
There is.
It hasn't.
Where's gravity in the situation?
It doesn't exist.
There is no gravity.
There is no gravity.
There is no
because
gravity.
It's called the theory of gravity. It's actually called density and buoyancy. You've been misled. The theory of gravity has never been proven, but yet you've.
Because it is a theory.
Exactly.
No.
And
can I?
Yeah, go on.
Point, right?
Go on.
Because it is a theory of gravity. Doesn't mean that it's theoretical. Doesn't mean that it doesn't.
So we all got to just do beliefs. Beliefs. See this one?
Mean that it doesn't.
I used to believe in Santa Claus.
No, it
I believed in a lot less
It
monster.
doesn't mean.
Look at that one. Oh, we can believe in pink elephants.
Engage with
I am trying to engage with you.
Right, you're saying that it's not right.
Okay.
Because gravity is a theory.
Okay.
Am I right?
Right. You are right.
Am I right?
You're right.
So,
we believe in density and buoyancy along with static electricity.
Yeah.
That's it.
So the Earth is stationary.
Okay.
This is what you're saying.
Oh yes. Do you ever see any movement up there? We're spinning. Think about this. We see Polaris in the sky every night. Okay, we're spinning around at 1,000 miles per hour. We're traveling around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour. We're traveling around at 67,000 miles an hour. We are hurtling through the galaxy at 500,000 miles an hour, and yet we've got no parallax whatsoever with Polaris. It's been stood there, and if you think about that, when we go round on the 6 month season, and we're going round the opposite way, we've still got no parallax. Because they say they're trillions and trillions and trillions of miles away.
I know what parallax is.
And that's ridiculous.
Because you know why?
Because they're trillions and trillions and trillions of miles away, which is rubbish. I don't know what your reason is, but go on. What do you think? Well, I just said. I think it's a load of bullets. I think it's rubbish.
As soon as I give you a reason, you say...
Well, you haven't given me a reason yet.
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'm
The
listening.
Earth spins on its axis.
Yeah.
Right, where is Polaris?
Okay.
Where it's Polaris.
Well, yeah, it's north. But,
So it's revolving around. So Polaris stays up there, relatively in the same place, because at the centre of the revolution of the Earth.
We do 3 lots of movements. Not only are we spinning 1,000 miles an hour, and we're travelling at 67,000 miles an hour in a totally different direction than our spins, and the sun is moving towards Vega system, and we're still moving towards there, and we're still and them stars are still aligned on the pyramids of Giza, and they're still aligned, and they've never moved in since astronomy ever began. Really. But we can all accept this as long as we accept and fall to belief.
What would it take? So the Earth is not revolving.
Okay.
Or any of the planets anywhere?
It depends on what you actually call planets. Okay.
What do you call them?
Well, no, I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll show you.
Right.
Well, no, I'll show you. These are your planets. I know. Because the reason we weren't engaged, the reason it's hard is that. That's what you're struggling with. It's cognitive dissonance. Right.
Sorry? You don't talk anymore.
I come back.
Yeah, but
I like to engage.
Yeah, but when you see your piece, then you walk away. You don't listen to anybody else.
I don't listen to this man.
Oh, okay then.
I like to engage. I can't believe what you're saying.
Has to be a two.
Trying to get to the.
Has to be a two-way process.
You're intelligent people. You're intelligent people.
There's your planets that are trillions of miles away.
Yeah.
Really?
Why? What point are you making?
We can focus in. We can see them dance in the sky. We can see all these amazing colours, and they're incredible. And yet they're trillions of miles away. I can't even see like bloody 70 miles away in a high-powered zoom camera, and yet we can focus in on these. And you want to do beliefs on.
Why would you not be able to focus in on them?
Because they're trillions of miles away.
So you can't magnify. What about spectrometry and all that sort of business? That just doesn't exist.
It really doesn't. No.
So
no.
When you walk
so we can tell, right? So we've got planets.
Okay.
Revolving around other stars.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
we don't.
So we have planets revolving around other stars, and we can tell what their atmospheres consist of.
Rubbish.
The only reason you
Rubbish. No, but that is rubbish. I just don't believe it.
The only reason you need it is the planets because
second-hand information. How are you going to test that for yourself?
you have to be open to
You're asking for proof.
You have to be open to it.
Because we don't do this. We don't do it.
I said that before. You want to
Yeah. I know it's a load of rubbish. I know it all is.
I'm trying to convince him.
No, don't convince anyone. I don't convince anyone. Look. That's Blackpool Promenade. We're on Blackpool Promenade. That's the Isle of Man. We can see the Isle of Man from Blackpool. Okay. The curvature is 8 inches per squared, okay? It should be hidden under 2,500 feet of curvature. You shouldn't see it at all. It's gone. It's underneath. But we don't critically think these things. It's gone.
It's like, where's the edge of the Earth?
Why does it have to be an edge? Where's the edge of the universe? If you tell me where that is, I'll give you the edge of the Earth.
The edge of the universe is constantly expanding.
Well, how do you know that? Because someone
You've been
told you.
that, exactly. It's very cheap.
No, but
that's what you've been
where did it
told
come
in school.
from? That information, and where did he get that from? It's ridiculous information. You're doing beliefs. Look, please take this away, because I don't expect you to believe anything that we do. All we can do is just try and nudge you a little bit to go and at least check it out for yourself. This is what woke me up, okay? Because I was like you, and I met some of these guys and thought, oh, it's just ridiculous how nonsense it is. And this thing woke me up. It's from Frantz Fanon. And he actually talks about why it is that we've got to hold on to this belief that we're on this globe.
Why does it matter if we're off?
My wife says that. Why does it matter? Maybe because NASA is taking £53 million per day, and all the poverty and starving kids that are around the world. Maybe it could matter a little bit. But there's bigger reasons. Maybe control. Maybe that there is more land that we don't know about.
The key to our existence has been hidden. That's why.
But you can't.
How can we ever find out anything about the reality?
Can you imagine though, it might not matter to you right now, but can you imagine that, okay, you wake up one morning, it's announced on TV and they say, yeah, I'm sorry, we've all lied to you. It is flat and there is other lands extra somewhere else. And they've built up cities and they've built up, and you can go off there and visit. But right this moment now, you can't because you're on this globe and you'll be stuck here for the rest of your life and you'll never be able to move anywhere because you're stuck here.
Why do you think about it like that? You think we've got all this like mechanics war that we know about. You think about like we've got some rubbish. We've got some pretty good, I think. It'd be a lot worse.
Okay, but there is people that do want to explore, do want to do things. You might not be that type of person, but there is bigger things that question. The fact that, you know, like why are they lying to us? I want to know that. I want to know what bloody hell I live. That's all I want to know. 6 months ago, I'm telling you, I was just like you, thinking nonsense. But I did so much research on this and thought, I kept on finding anomalies after anomalies after anomalies, and it just gets worse.
The first one that got me was how I remember like being at the beach when I was younger, like Blackpool and stuff, and watching boats go over the horizon. But then when you got a telescope, you can bring them back into view. That's the one that got me. I was
and that's the way the sun works. You think if you look at the sun, and it does actually, you can see it all nice and big, and then it goes off into perspective, and you know, like we're kind of, and we see it kind of merging with the sea, and it's nearly gone. It's nearly gone. We zoom straight in, and it all comes back. Well, if you believe in other planets, because
the sun's round, how can we be allowed? Is it heliocentrism?
Yeah. What it is, let me show you this, because this is what this is ridiculous. This what they say is planets, you know, because they're your planets. Do you recognise Mars? You don't recognise that as Mars. That's not what NASA shows you. That's not. Yeah, but that's not what they show in school.
No, exactly.
Well, you take your telescope. That's what you get.
Yeah, the pictures we see are Photoshop.
That's like saying if I looked at a human next to me, I looked at a human different.
Do you know what a composite is?
Yeah, that's like when you have this picture and then fill it in out of it.
Or where you can go, basically. They take a picture there, take a picture there, take a picture there, take a picture there, and they put them all together. They get a 3D blank sphere, and then they stitch them all on the sphere. And if you don't believe me, go onto NASA's website, because it says every one of our pictures, images are composites. They have never ever taken a photograph. They do not have negatives of Earth. You try and find out. Try and find a negative of Earth.
All the video they take from up in anywhere near supposed space are all on GoPros, so it's fish islands.
It really is. You have to look into it. On there's a thing called 200 proofs. Earth was not a spinning ball. You've got to start there and just give it a chance. I know it's like, oh God, this is so bloody ridiculous. Because I felt like that. I wanted to scream at people.
Yeah, you have one there. I didn't start believing in it. What am I going to do?
I want you to start off, have a little fun with it, and try and debunk it. Do you know what debunk it is?
Yeah.
I never knew what that means. You know, that's all brand new. So try and debunk it and prove it all wrong. Go through a few of them sites and then get a load of questions, try and prove it all wrong, and I bet you 2 months time you're a flat earther.
Do you know the one that gets me? I don't know if you've noticed this. Imagine this is the sun, this green bottle lid is the sun.
Yeah.
We're the Earth, like 1 year is us around the sun, right?
Yeah.
So why is it, and obviously we're spinning as we're going around like this, but every day of the year I can see the same stars above my house?
Yes, well that's exactly for parallax. The Polaris.
Why is that?
Well, and it's not just that, it's worse than that. It's like we're doing three different ways. We're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. We're travelling around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour. The sun is whizzing through at 500,000 miles an hour, and there's no parallax. Even when we're facing back on the 6 month cycle coming back, there's still no parallax. There should be that Polaris, your North Star, that should be way gone.
Exactly.
It's a load of ridiculous. What people do, beliefs. Sorry, I'm shouting out. It wasn't just for you. Well, it's true. Honestly, you've got to check it all out. It's become the biggest debate now on the internet. You know, like, I'm surprised we're not shut down yet. I'd expect us all to be shut down because they don't want this all to get out. But it's the biggest debate on the internet right now, and you can't be left behind. You've just got to check it out and debunk it. Debunk it. Are you his mates?
Yeah.
Prove him wrong. I bet you fail because honestly, I think I'm a really intelligent bloke. I really do. I'm not educated. You know the difference between intelligence and education. I can piss any men's at test, but education, yeah, I'm stuffed. But anyway, yeah, I mean, like just try and prove him wrong. Prove him wrong, and you'll fail.
I'll keep convincing him.
Good luck, guys. Yeah, and you too, buddy. Right.
I want to talk about conspiracy theory. Like trying to understand what it's about.
Press button can raise, right?
I mean, it's actually
This is 120,000 independent footage. See, we're told contacts is a massive plan of life to get that terminated. But you can't reproduce this. The sun has to be close. Yeah, massive.
But he will not be able to do that shape. He will not try and shape it. But he gave up. When he's
it's interesting because it's exactly the same thing which kind of got which is that evolution we want to see that this way to presuppose that someone's controlling first. You can't just make it as you got there and flow and take that. So yeah, it's try and take some pictures.
Stories we're getting that
like say like you shine a torch through a glass and take some pictures and so you see that like matches
No, that was just come out of the Isle of Wight, another island. I'm not, I'm part of this team. Logos by me. You can serve that just by before you go past the bike. Yeah, I'll make you bring it it tells you in itself, you know, which
Do you understand any of it, or is it all nonsense?
I can say some of it.
So this is a big one for me. It's the ISS, International Space Station.
Yeah.
It's in the thermosphere. Okay, but the temperature in the thermosphere is between 2,000 and 2,500 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
These are made of aluminium and titanium. They melt at.
Yeah, but they're made of an alloy.
That melts at aluminium. No, you check that out. That's factual information. Check that out. But yeah.
So do you think Mars is round or is Mars round?
Have you not seen Mars? You know what? People just haven't got a clue what Mars is. They kind of. Whoops. Oh, that was good. People don't know what Mars is, and it mystifies me. Why? Because we're programmed to, we've seen these NASA pictures that are all fake, they're not even composites, they're CGI pictures. This is what Mars looks like. There's Mars. That's what you can see with your telescope. That's what we see. Does that resemble a planet to you? And I'm not making up. You can see all amateur footage. That's Mars. That's Venus. And they dance around like stars. Well, like I was going to say, like stars twinkling around. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. That's what they are. That's about the closest to Saturn, is about the closest what we recognise as a planet. But these aren't. Check it out for yourself. Amateur footage. Anything of NASA, you get all this CGI nonsense. And if you can't tell the difference between a CGI fake, oh, I mean, come on. You must be able to tell a little bit of a difference.
Well, the technology must be better than a telescope.
Well, okay. I mean, I wouldn't know exactly. I can guess. You know, I could guess that NASA's taking £52 million per day, and we've got lots of dying kids in need of poverty, starving of hunger and in poverty. Yeah.
What do we do with that?
Well, yeah. I mean, all that money could be spent, you know, better.
But why do you think people would prefer to give money to NASA for nothing than to feed people?
You mean why do people do that? They don't. It's kind of force, isn't it? NASA just takes it, doesn't it, from the government?
What do we do with that? Nothing. They just go to the swimming pool.
It's like, well, they're meant to be. NASA is meant to be doing all these experiments now. What experiment have you ever benefited from? What have we benefited from NASA being up there? GPS. You think GPS is up there? GPS, not ground, not. No, they're all down here. Cell towers. GPS is Eloran. It's just a cell tower. I mean, do you ever watch the film Gravity?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when the spaceship, some debris come round the Earth and smashed? How come we've never had a satellite go at fault? I mean, some have been up there for 30 years. You know, like, and how come that a little bit of debris, all the little micro meteorites, but a satellite hasn't crashed or blown up, and there's 30,000 of them up there, and why hasn't that?
For example, if I am in London and if I throw into the Thames.
Well, there's 30,000 up there, and not one's ever been hit by a meteorite.
But you don't know what I'm going to say.
Go on, sorry.
If I throw a London in the Thames and go into the ocean, and then I am in New York, I throw another bottle, they will never meet.
Oh no, I agree. Oh yeah, yes, I agree.
So this is why the debris they never met.
Yeah, I agree. But we get thousands and thousands of meteorites hitting Earth every.
Look at the bird.
And it's like
the bird, they never touch.
Okay.
The bird and everything is the sky.
Yeah. Oh no, I accept that. I do accept that. But I still know that they're not up there in space. Not when the thermosphere won't let them. The thermosphere is 2,000 to 2,500 degrees Celsius. You check that out with Google yourself and Wikipedia. They melt at 660. You can check that out for yourself, what the melting point of aluminium is, and titanium. They can't survive them temperatures.
So obviously you think that we have never been on the moon?
Yeah, we definitely haven't. Definitely haven't. It's like, and most people accept that the moon is 250,000 miles away. 200. Well, how did they get past the Van Allen belt?
What?
The Van Allen belt. High density radiation that we can't get back today. That's why we haven't been anywhere today. We haven't even built a spacecraft to get past the Van Allen belt. That's what NASA says themselves.
And but the thing is, if Earth is how do we do with the sun? Why do we do?
Say that again? Well, the sun, it's just close. We believe the sun is probably around about 3,000 miles away. And that's why, and it's
300 miles,
3,000 miles away, and that's why it's more localized. We don't believe it's 93 million miles away, and coincidentally is the same size of our eclipse of the moon and all of that. We don't believe that for a second.
And how do you explain eclipse?
Sorry?
How do you explain the eclipse of the moon?
Well, here you go. When you do have that eclipse, we believe that that moon is 35 miles wide, and that the sun, when it casts a shadow, it casts a shadow bigger than itself at 75 miles. Okay, can you cast a shadow smaller than yourself? If you put your hand up, could you ever cast your shadow smaller than the object that you're about to put? Is that possible? Where in nature can you find that? How can you do that? What scientific method could I do to make a shadow smaller than myself?
I'm sure there's an explanation.
Not possible, but like I'd love to hear that. Take one of them, and you can, if you find that information out, you can give us a comment. It's that.
But
we just want everyone to just watch that.
But I just don't understand. I mean, I can follow you, but I just don't understand why would people who lie to us.
I know. I know what you're saying. It's kind of like when a detective is trying to solve a crime. He doesn't ask why did all this happen first. He needs to gather all the facts. He gathers all the facts first of what is, and then he finds out why.
Why would someone would kill him? And then
yeah, well, he will do. But we need to figure this part out first. Because how can we? What do we do? Do we just give up on all of this and then don't find out? Because how could we find out? We haven't got the money or manpower to do this sort of detective work. You know? Do you know where Blackpool is?
No.
Blackpool's up north. It's a promenade. It's a seaside resort. And on Blackpool, you can see the Isle of Man. Well, the Isle of Man is 65 miles away, and it should be 2,500 feet over the curvature. That's Pythagorean's theorem. And it says, if you get your magnifying glass out, at 65 miles, that it should be 2,500 feet should be hidden. And yet we can see it really clear.
Okay, but look, when you see a boat from very, very far from the sea.
Angular resolution and perspective. Okay? Because when you've got a high-powered camera and you see that boat gone over, you can just zoom in and bring it straight back into focus. You know. Do you want to take one of them? And
okay, I will have a look.
Give it half an hour. You know that 200 proofs. Nice speaking to you. You all right? Oh. Are you struggling with it? Are you struggling with it?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Because I think when I first come across this, oh God, what nonsense! Oh, who are these idiots?
Revealing.
What is your role behind this?
We want you guys to just critically think, because when you heard that you lived on a globe, you were probably about 5 years old, and the teacher just said, yep, that's where you live there. Okay? But when you're on that globe at 5 years, when you're told at 5 years old, you don't have the ability to critically think anything. So you can't say to the teacher, well, teacher, why aren't people falling off in Australia? And if someone did, the teacher would say, because of gravity, now shut up. So you're kind of closed down. We don't critically think. So all of these, and we just believe this. Have you ever questioned this all your life? Because you're probably like me. You just kind of, well, it's a given. It's obvious we live on a globe. I know, because I was told once at 5 years old. And we don't examine it. So when planes go over the curvature like that, okay, so we're flying over, they fly to the artificial horizon on their aeroplane, okay? That artificial horizon, you can see it lift off, you can see it level, and then you can see it descend. An aeroplane never dips, and he should dip. If he was going to Australia, he should dip he should dip his pitch, okay? An autopilot doesn't dip it for him. You can ask any pilot in the world, but we fly to an artificial, we fly level. I know it's really hard to get your head round. This is our problem. That's what we're. Oh, you got one of them. Good. Because that cognitive dissonance, that's what's preventing us from actually examining.
Is cognitive dissonance also a lie, or is it?
No, that's what's happening to us. Yeah, that is happening. You know, because I wouldn't believe this rubbish. Yeah. But you've got to. I mean, I started up over there with belief. You know, belief in Santa Claus, belief in the Loch Ness Monster, belief in pink elephants flying. All we've got on science and what we know about the world is beliefs. We've got no first-hand information.
When you come to the end of the...
Why end? That's just yeah, we don't know if there is an edge. We've never been there. Well, we've never been to the edge of the universe. I don't even know if that exists.
No, but a flat Earth.
Yeah, but we don't. But the universe. I've never been to the edge of a universe. So how do I know? Because we perceive, again, what we've been told, we've been indoctrinated and we believe that there is... Yeah, we've been indoctrinated and we believe that there is an infinite universe that carries on, okay? But we've also been indoctrinated with ships falling off the edge of the Earth because we've seen pictures of something somewhere. But whoever said that? Why can't it be an infinite plane? You might be right. It may be an edge. I've never been there. You're not allowed to go there. There's a treaty signed by the Antarctica. Of all the wars that we've had, there's a treaty, the Antarctica Treaty. 53 countries around the world have signed it, and you are not allowed to go there unless you're escorted. And when you're escorted, all you can do is go to the edge. That's all you get to go. It's just the edge.
Prime Minister?
No one has ever flown north to south. Ever. We all go east to west, but no one has ever flown north to south. I mean, all the explorers and expeditions that we've had in the world, why don't we do that? Wouldn't that be a great expedition? Do you think Richard Branson would want to do that? No one has ever done north to south. Because that's what explorers do. And I mean, that's what we think. We think south is every direction. This is north. East is that. North. East and west. And we can't get there. And water doesn't fall off the edge because we think it's contained by a shoreline and an ice wall. But there's still a shoreline, just like we have beaches in England and beaches all over the world.
So there is an edge then if there is shoreline?
Well, no, we know there's a shoreline, but we don't know if there's an edge further on. We don't know that. I mean, we know Antarctica exists. Well, Antarctica could. Yeah, you can get to there.
Antarctica is not.
You can get to there.
So it's like.
Ah, yeah, but we're saying it's everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, that's we're saying it's everywhere. It's right the way around us.
Right. And what evidence you have for that?
Quite a lot, actually. Come to think of it, we've got things like that is your map. That is your your world map. What the U.S. Air Force used until I think it was like 1953 or something. That's what they used.
Someone used.
Well, you know.
What real evidence do you have that there is?
As in,
has been personally witnessing anything or things?
Well, this is the thing, like. What evidence would you require for you to believe?
Just evidence.
Yeah, well, like what? Like I can show. This is evidence. No. This is evidence. It's not proof, but it is evidence.
No.
Okay. I can give you so many anomalies.
And what
really?
What is the message of?
Well, we want people to go home and critically think. We want people to go home. Yeah. We believe the Earth is flat. We believe we don't know the shape of the Earth. You just said the end. We've never ever. No one's ever said about the end. This is what we're on about. Indoctrination. Like the universe. Like the universe to the end of the universe. Where's the end of the universe? Well, no, but you just said. Well, yeah, but I don't know that, and you don't know that. No. But no one's ever claimed that. How? Why?
So we go back.
When we go into space, I've never fall off. When I was in my spacecraft last week and I went to the edge of the universe, I didn't fall off the edge. I'm just saying, I'm kind of like, we don't know.
Satellites don't exist.
No, satellites don't exist. They can't exist. I mean, like, how could satellites exist in the thermosphere that is 2,500 degrees Celsius?
Okay, so we know that.
Signal on my phone.
We want you to critically think. We want you to go home, and we want you to challenge what beliefs were handed down to you, and that's it. We don't require. We're not after any money. We're not after you to join our club. We just want you to go home and critically think. All of it. Do you believe in the moon landings? Do you believe in them? The moon landings. You do. Have you seen all the anomalies? Have you looked at all the moon hoaxes and that? And you still believe in it? I mean, okay. All right. I know it's a difficult one, and you are suffering badly of cognitive dissonance. But it's fine. It's okay because I was where you were.
I'm actually doubting cognitive dissonance.
I'd love to know that. Again, we've got no proofs or evidence. I can give you ideas. NASA gets £52 million per day of all the people that are starving around the world and all the hunger and all that. Do you think that £52 million a day could go better spent elsewhere? I mean, what science breakthroughs that do you get from the International Space Station? And that? What is that? You're quite right there. But I mean, what we do get off them is monkeys in spacesuits. I don't know if you've seen, they've got, what's it, gorilla suits like flying around in the space station. That's our millions, 52 million pounds a day, dollars a day, sorry. $52 million a day. Yeah, it could be control. Maybe there is more land that we don't know about. Could be control, because at the moment you're stuck on this spinning ball at 1,000 miles per hour. Okay, 1,000 miles per hour, traveling at 67,000 miles an hour around our sun. Okay, hurtling through, the sun's dragging us along through the galaxy at 500,000 miles an hour. Why do we still see the North Star, Polaris? Why is it still there and it never moves? No parallax whatsoever. Even when we're on our return 6-month cycle coming back, still no parallax. There have been no parallax since astronomy came. Even the Giza pyramids are still perfectly aligned to their stars. No movement, no parallax.
The satellites don't exist. How do I have signal on my phone?
You think your signal comes from that? I mean, everybody knows.
From under the earth. Or
cell towers? Have you ever heard of a cell tower?
Oh, I see.
All phones come from cell towers. All phones. You can put a little app. You can put an app on there, and it'll even tell you what cell tower you're coming from.
GPS and everything comes.
GPS is E-Lauren.
Oh.
We've been using E-Lauren. I mean, it used to be called Lauren. It's now E-Lauren, Advanced Lauren. Well, no, because I've got answers for you, but your cognitive dissonance just wants to wish it away without nothing else. Sorry.
How does GPS work?
Triangulation. Triangulation through cell towers, and it's E-Lauren, and you can check this out for yourself. It is E-Lauren on cell towers. It's kind of weird, isn't it, that I've got an answer for everything.
I bet you have answer for everything.
Oh, I really have.
I bet you do. It's not hard to have answer for everything.
Day and night then?
Well, day and night. We believe that the sun and moon are localized. We do not believe that the sun is a stupid, ridiculous 93 million miles away. Come on. And we can, 93. And then we've got the moon. We kind of believe that they're about 3,000 miles away.
Redshift then, you know, when the moon drops and it's actually there but changes colour because the light's been bent by the gravity.
Oh, I actually do know this question. Yes, that's the kind of stuff. We're kind of talking.
Like when the moon
they have the collection of.
Starts to drop and also it goes red because the light gets bent by the gravity.
Yeah, I don't believe it's the bending of the gravity. I don't believe gravity exists.
Gravity bends the light.
You can fly off now.
Well, no, because balloons defy it nice and easy. We know what gravity is. I mean, what are balloons? Why do balloons defy gravity?
Yeah, gravity really must not exist.
Density and buoyancy. The molecules in that are heavier than the air around it. Isn't that obvious? Density and buoyancy.
Yes, but the reason the balloon floats is because the density differential is greater than the force.
Oh, you're trying to be clever now, but I don't think that's right. Density and buoyancy. You've just mystified everybody here because you sounded really clever, sounded cool, but I don't think so.
Like helium, like the density differential is greater than 9.8 value, so that's why it floats. The force of gravity is pulling it down as a 9.8. Okay, some people claim can we get this straight? The force of the theory of gravity. Okay, would you rather define it as
the force of the theory of gravity? I don't know if you know, gravity has never been proven ever. Henry Cavendish was the only person that got close, and you can't replicate his stupid static lead ball experiment. If you put two concrete balls, the same sort of mass, same density, and you put a concrete ball there and a smaller concrete ball, it's rubbish. Doesn't work at all.
Such as like apogee and perigee orbits then.
Go on.
Apogee and perigee orbits, so that's where you have two celestial bodies orbiting each other, and they're affected due to the theory of gravity.
We don't believe your planets exist. Show me a planet. Where are your planets?
Look down.
No, it's just a flat.
I see a flat plane. That's what's down there. Flat plane.
So you're convinced that if they walk right to the edge, then you're full.
What edge? We've never ever, no one's ever mentioned an edge, ever.
So it's like an infinite plane.
Well, it could be, but I've never been there because Antarctica has a treaty in place. Antarctica has a treaty in place set by 52 countries in the world. 53. It's 53 then. Well, okay, I apologise. 53 countries. I've got a lot of facts and figures to remember here.
I know. You have to study at home.
That statement there is incorrect.
Say that again.
That statement there is incorrect about planes. I know for a fact what I do, they use radar.
Hang on, explain the statement. Which
They said they have to constantly correct that altitude, otherwise they fly off into space.
Yeah, so does a plane, was it pitched down every so often?
Do you know what
Go on.
barrow alt is? Barrow alt or rad alt?
I don't know.
Okay, so they measure the height of the aircraft above the ground.
Okay.
And they just hold that to a constant
You
heading.
need to tell pilots this because they don't know. They haven't been told this.
I design aircraft. So.
Yeah, but they don't do this. Oh well, I'd like to know that. I would like to know more about this. On here, because I'm serious, deadly interested in that. I've got there, Jason of the Disbury family, put it on YouTube. If you could just do us a quick message about that or send me a link somewhere. Yeah. Because I don't know that, I can't know everything, and I'd really like to know about that. Because I've been looking at I just done an experiment with artificial horizon, because you know what, you've got MIMS devices in your phone, and you can, it works off inertia, and you can do the curvature going around the Earth, and yet when you use the artificial horizon on that, I put it on a 24-hour timer, and I watched it go slowly, and you can see it move for the entire Earth that you'd expect to see. But pilots don't observe this. They see their artificial horizon to just be static. They see it. Do you really want
to explain it?
If we've got time, but one. Try and break it down. I'm sorry. I'm deadly interested, sorry. No, we don't believe in that. Look, the Flat Earth movement...
How many members have they got?
Look, the Flat Earth movement is the government. It's disinformation site. It's got nothing to do with us. All these people who have been here in so number of years, and they've never ever met another flat earther that is part of that stupid, ridiculous movement. It's nice talking to you. All right. Yeah, I mean.
So you have light.
Okay.
It's quite a complicated equation. So when the light, you move the aircraft, that causes something known as Doppler effect in redshift. That means the light transpires by a set amount of its own. You can tell how the aircraft is pitching.
Okay.
It's all relative to the aircraft. So the aircraft's flying going to hold.
You just lost me when you said relative, because I hate that bloody word.
Why?
It's just, you're not one that believes in relativity and all of that, do you? Oh, please say no.
Unified field
because it's. Well, now you're even getting way beyond me.
Okay,
you know,
unified field theory tries to relate the theory of relativity to quantum mechanics.
Right, you're an interesting guy. You are. I'd like to know a little bit more. You've got to point me. Go onto that channel. Just point me across to a few. There must be a few YouTube clips so you can point me in the right direction, because I don't know enough about that subject. I'd like to.
So what would you answer the question? So when the sun goes down and it changes colour, what causes that if it's not there?
Yeah, I said I have come across it. I do have some information. Whether I can regurgitate it, because that's the problem, and you'll have to agree with me, with a lot of education. We are parroting and regurgitating stuff that without any first-hand knowledge. We're kind of like just doing it as beliefs.
Large things.
Yeah, but
your average person. Okay, so
but science, you're meant to test it, yeah.
Yeah, but the average person, are you going to ask the government to borrow a few billion pounds?
Well, you know what? Well, someone just said that to me, and say, well, can't you just prove it that it's flat and go off into space? Yeah, give us a couple of £1 million. I'd love to.
Like a plane on holiday abroad.
Yeah, I've been a few.
Have you not seen the curvature of the Earth?
No. Well, I tell you what, I have seen. I've seen the little hole in the window on every aeroplane and you'll see. No, that's got like 4 layers, and it makes and that's shaped to the fuselage of your aeroplane. Yes, the plane on that's shaped to the fuselage, and that works off pressure. And the pressure equalizes, like when the plane goes up a particular height, and that's what that hole's for, and that's what creates your fisheye lens, what you perceive as because if you take a camera, and I've seen this, if you take a camera, I'm just going to say, you take a camera and go straight into the cockpit, it's flat. It is flat.
I've been on the flight deck several times and several.
Then all these YouTube clips that I've been watching, they're lying, because it's flat.
If you say, okay, you stand on the beach, you look out to the sea.
Yeah.
If the earth was flat, theoretically, you can see.
See this guy here? This guy here. His name's sorry, with the blue hat. He's got a YouTube channel called The Plane Ranger. You need to see all his footage, because he actually. He lives in the Isle of Wight, and he shows that there is no curvature whatsoever that you can see. Well, out to sea.
There is.
No curvature.
If there is no curve, you'll be able to see until the end of the Earth.
Okay. what you think you can see through all that density and pollution?
Okay,
and
so let's go
really?
through, the basic, you disagree with the sunspot, the fumes.
That's Blackpool Promenade. That's 65 miles away to the Isle of the Isle of Man. 8 inches per squared. That should be hidden under 2,584, and yet we can see that. Why can we see that? Pythagorean's theorem says that should be buried, and even like lighthouses and all sorts. They're all bending light over the ball.
I don't get what you mean by that.
That's 65 miles distance, and that's 2,037 feet above sea level.
Yes.
The Isle of Man, Snaefell, the Isle of Man, should be hidden under 2,584 feet of curvature, right over the ball. It's 8 inches squared per mile. And if you look at Pythagorean's theory, 8 inches squared on 65 should be, well, it says between 2,400 and 3,000. Yeah, you have a good look at that. You should not be able to see that. Sorry? I'd love to know. When you find that answer, come and tell me, because I'd love to know. Because I want to punch him in the nose, whoever did it. No, it could be, NASA, £52 million a day. It could be more land somewhere else. I know, I feel like that. He's got it as well. Yeah, it could be more land. I think there's lots of reasons. I believe that NASA is created for the sole purpose of lying to you all.
Even Beto, one of the co-creators, Jack Martin, who was a cultist and all this stuff. He was 6 foot, you can see 6 miles out.
Well, I think the name's actually familiar, but I can't think where I've got it from.
The rocket science,
Was he a German guy? Because they actually brought over like 120 Germans, like from the. Yeah, that's right. Because I don't know if you know.
German scientists from the B2, the stealth bomber.
Yeah.
These calculations don't add up to me.
Okay, but you need to check them out, because all I've done, because I don't know Pythagorean's theorem and all that, I've copied and pasted. And okay, I'll leave that with you. I think you'll find it is correct though. But you've got my channel name there, just. Oh yeah, please correct me. Anything. If I've done something or said something, correct me. And look, we're not trying to convince anybody here. We're not going to. What we're trying to do is just get you, for God's sake, just do half an hour of that.
So you see that photo up the top.
Which one?
That one there, the one where you got the space up top and down below. Because flat Earth, surely you'd be able to see to indefinite.
Well,
you can see the sun, which is
okay. What that suggests is that wherever we are, whether in a balloon, on the ground, or wherever we are, the horizon always meets our eyes. And if it was a ball, that horizon would start to fall away from you as you go up higher.
New York. No. Okay, so if you stand at this place just off Manhattan, the Twin Towers appear to be about the one left appears to be about that big, because you're looking over the Earth, and that's only a bit visible.
That was our argument, but it's never been proven. We can't find no photographic evidence of that. We've heard of people mentioning that, but we can't find any photographs. So again, if you find that evidence, by all means, you send a link.
It's also the fact you can see the sun, which is
93 million miles away, because you believe that, you were told, and you can't prove it. I know, okay, fair enough, but we're doing all these police. I don't want any police, just give us some bloody proof.
Send a satellite into orbit.
Satellites? What satellites? They can't exist in orbit.
The Astro 64.
It's not there. They're not there. Okay. Okay. And you believe that telemetry can't be falsified from anywhere else?
Well, the fact that I wrote the programme, well, not just me, but me and my colleagues.
No, all I'm trying to say is that...
I'm not trying to make you seem wrong, I'm just saying I don't see... So all the data my satellite is providing our company...
We don't believe it's there. We don't believe any satellites
are
up there.
Why is it feeding us what is corrupting?
Oh well, yeah, but that's how we think the moon landing was a hoax, because they were just sending false telemetry.
This is mine, we've encrypted it.
Yeah, but you're getting it from a source from somewhere.
No, the company we work.
Oh, it's your satellite.
Yes, it's our satellite.
Right.
We've launched it and we're getting live.
Have you ever heard of the Manhattan Project?
Yes.
Okay, so you know that. Do you know about compartmentalized?
Yeah.
Okay, so why do you think that you would be told on what they're doing? If they're going to fake it?
That's true, but why is my own providing other?
Yeah, I get your point, and I can't argue because I don't know your program or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a point. Maybe it's a point for you to investigate.
Right, I don't care if it's circular flat, so I don't see why.
I know. Oh, don't do that. My wife does that.
Why would I falsify my own satellite's data?
I'm not saying you do. I'm not saying you do, but you're getting telemetry data from a source, and that source happens to be a satellite that you think is in space, and I don't know. Look, I don't know if this is real. What I do know is that Wikipedia and Google says that them satellites cannot survive in space with them temperatures. That's not me that writes that. That's because of the temperatures. I mean, that's between 2000.
I'll give you a quick
don't give me.
Titanium 1600. If you do a ceramic coated polymer, that goes to above 3000. And then you're then, what's the highest there?
Well, it's between 2,000 and 2,500 is the thermometer.
Ceramic coated carbide on top of the titanium, you can push 3,000.
I'll have to have a look into that.
I can give you the full composition.
Again, give as much as any, because I've been trying to debunk all this. Do you know what debunking is? I never knew what that was.
Yeah.
I've been trying to debunk all this for 6 months now, and I've come flat on my arse all the time.
You aware of theories of drag and the W. Stokes? What? Okay. I won't put you to sleep.
No, scientism, yeah.
Scientism. I won't put you to sleep.
It's not actually proven.
Well, it is, because it's there. My telemetry is telling me exactly what it's
Yeah, but what we're saying is that...
Yes. I work for, we send satellites, and I program it, and I send the rock proportions. It's sending me data, and I know for a fact, but I would argue for a fact where it is exactly.
What, the ISS?
Not the ISS, the Astro 64. Which is the one that company has set up, but I did the auto-rotation program for it.
Well, I've just mentioned about the moon landings and their telemetry data. We don't believe that the moon landings are...
Okay, that's got a reason to fake, but why? For what we do?
Well, what I'm saying is that their telemetry data was still coming back to mission control.
Yes, but if you're saying they're falsifying it, why would I falsify my own data?
No, but your source is coming back. Yeah, well, I just said that, yeah.
The job that's getting it all
I know exactly.
There may be other reasons, we don't know.
It's been encrypted to, the company I work for isn't, you run on the bill, it's the highest level of encryption you can get. No one.
And where about how high up is this?
Satellite, well, I don't know the exact word you would run it.
Well, yeah, this is what, I'm getting. I believe we've got
I don't have
I'm suggesting that there is stuff moving around up there, but it's not audited like, this is suggesting.
But what I'm saying is, so I think
it's probably stuck in the magnet.
If I get to the right time and I look up through a telescope, I can see the satellite pass on the right day, right time, blah, 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 blah. I can make visual confirmation and I see it go out of my sight.
Yeah, you can see something, but you can't, just by looking, you can't tell the height it's at.
If I look at the telemetry, that'll tell me the height.
What are you seeing? A light?
On the satellite,
yeah.
If I use a telescope, I can see the actual body.
Yeah.
So I can see the RFID code.
See the what?
It's the code on the side. So I know what telescope. It's do you do much in terms of science?
No, a little bit. We've had to learn lots.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people like argue against it.
Yes.
Basically, it's high power and it's got it's like a beacon tracker. So you look up the things. You heard of TACAM?
It's a digital telescope.
No, it's 2 parts. So treat it like a guided system or missile. You look at it and then you use the intrinsic signal. This, you look at it through your eye, you can tell by the shapes that built. Well, I didn't build it back up, I don't know what it looks like. You send the request beacon, pings back, sends good or yes. It's quite, I'd say foolproof. If I could see, it looks, it's the same design as ours. Send the signal off, it sends it back within, FM modulation. You change the time delay. We've modulated it so you'll know what it is.
You're right.
Yeah.
For someone to go through all the effort.
Do you think that's for someone to go through all the effort?
So to go through all the effort to falsify, for starters to hack into our satellite, falsify telemetry, then replicate all of our, FM modulation, copy our encryption to the exact code letter, copy my code, which is probably shit. Yeah.
How many satellites are up in space?
I don't know off the top of my head.
It's about 16,000, isn't it?
Right.
Well, I've been telling everyone about 30,000, but it is arbitrary, that number. It's,
when we see these space station flyers, we don't seem to see a single other satellite.
Yeah, I thought that's to do with like timing, since, you know, I'm not an artist, but if you had a photo of Earth and it was
16,000, you would think from by now that you'd be able to see. You would have thought by now that you'd be able to zoom in and see the aeroplanes taking off.
Okay, so what's that, sorry?
You would have thought with the amazing camera technologies, you'd also be able to zoom in. You know, there's the planet, zooming in. Oh look, the plane taking off in Australia.
You can.
Where's the finish of this?
What, the plane taking off?
Yeah, in Australia. Upside down.
Well, so you want some GPS footage of a...
No, not GPS, I want...
real-time satellite imagery of
Of course we do. I want to make sure it's real. You know, because we've got amazing camera technology, haven't we?
But the thing is...
That is the Earth!
The thing is, the people who have them satellites will not take requests. It's not an open mic event. I can't.
No, it's
you
funny
can't email.
It's funny, but you would have thought this has been
But does Google not zoom in from the satellites?
Yes, but it's not motion. You just said real time. And in that case, you can look at aircraft on the runway, which is just about to take off. You can probably look at some aircraft
upside down.
Well, no, the correct way around, because the satellite is relative. Like that, so it's always looking at the right orientation.
Yeah, but at some point I'm far enough away that I can see.
No, you can't, because if you were to be upside down, you've got to be where that aircraft is. And if you're there, you can't see through the Earth.
Well, you're not far enough away from the Earth
so, okay.
to actually see it in its
so
hole.
You mean for it to be upside down? You can never see.
So you can't actually, you know, from any of the satellites, you can't actually say not the ISS, because that's only a little bit up, isn't it?
Yeah,
but there's satellites, isn't there? And you've got the Hubble and stuff. You know what I mean? It looks massively far the other way. I'm taking it. We could be looking back.
But why would you want to?
Because we live on a beautiful and amazing place.
We have dedicated ones to do that.
How long's the Hubble been up there? But we've never been spun round to show.
Because okay, that's like looking binoculars through the wrong way. The Hubble is designed to look, you know, horrendously deep into space, looking all of the orbit from the Hubble to the Earth. I don't know, a fair few years.
How long? 90s? Before that?
I think it's around the 80s, 88.
Yeah.
But
what keeps the energy going on board that?
There's no degradation of GO assist, gravitational orbit assist. Apogee and perimetry, G relations.
So what's creating the energy on board?
What's that? Oh, okay, so you know you have the classic boot of F equals ma. You know the first law of thermodynamics, you know, energy can't be destroyed or created. So you get it into space,
you're making electricity.
You're not making electricity. No. You send it into orbit through chemical propulsion, you know, jet fuel, bang, it goes up. As soon as you leave the Earth's atmosphere, where's the drag? So drag is the air pushing back.
Yeah.
So you're in space, there's no air, it's a vacuum, or as close to the vacuum as realistically possible. There's no negative force opposing the motion, because that's why it doesn't slow down. You've got nothing resisting.
Yeah, but what's actually powering it?
Once you've got out the atmosphere, you don't need to power it.
Okay.
Oh, you mean keeping it on?
It sends pictures back. It runs on electricity.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant power it.
No, not what. No.
Oh, you mean power it?
Yeah.
Okay, like electrical power.
Yeah, sorry. It's probably my word.
Closest to the source.
You're being quiet. It's because you're being quiet. He's got all the answers. Yeah, but what's your gut feeling about stuff?
Sorry?
What do you think? What's your gut feeling? I mean, he's got some really great answer questions.
I don't really care, to be honest.
Well, now you're liking my wife, you know, like she don't. Triangle.
I don't believe.
But yeah,
CGI. It's not I work.
Oh, really? I don't know if you know. That is NASA's picture. Go onto NASA's website. Don't believe anything we say or do or anything or show or anything. But go onto NASA's website. That's the 2012 picture of Earth, and that is the 2013 picture. Look at the size of the continents.
Yeah, so it's got to be able to give you a quick size.
This guy here. I mean, I know what you're saying because I was like you, but that guy there, that's Robert Sims. He works for NASA, and he says he makes the blue marble. And it says on on all the pictures of Earth, if you look on NASA's website, it says that they're all composites. You know what a composite is because you work with that. So they say that they're composites.
Regardless of that, like, you'll never be able to see an actual unless you're up in space and looking up.
Yeah, but
because whatever lens.
Yeah, but all the Apollos,
everything will be distorted.
All the Apollo pictures went far enough out because they went to the moon. And they supposedly gave us photographs back, and yet there's never been a negative from them photos ever. No one's ever seen a negative.
Yeah, I mean that's another story.
It really is, but it's all related. It really is. It's all related. We're not saying to everyone. We don't want to prove to anyone. We just want everyone to spend half an hour with 200 proofs. It's actually 2 hours long, but spend half an hour and then debunk it all. Just debunk it. I just want people to critically think. Nothing. Don't want anything from you. Don't want you to join my group. Don't want you to join my clan, my cult, whatever you think it might be. Oh, I've never seen these guys do this before. But yeah, I just kind of like, just go home and critically think and stop this bloody nonsense. Believing just because someone says so. That's what people do. I mean, like, look at all these. All the Earths. Which one is fake? And as I said,
I mean, everything you see is positive.
So you kind of know that.
It's live footage, a magazine.
Yeah. I know. Well, it should be.
It's by through a lens, and then the whole post-work you do on it, and it's been like that.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know that. I do know that. But like, what I'm saying is that there's meant to be satellites out there that are so far out that can take pictures of Earth in their entirety. They're so far out, and they don't. We don't get nothing. And when we do, we get bloody cartoons. CGI cartoons, and you can tell the difference because you would spot it. I would spot it in my lot.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of things about like CGI and like theories like this. Like, for example, 9/11 was a CGI plane, and it's totally false.
Don't stand there and say.
Yeah, I find that. I find it hard.
I think people easy to blame it on CGI. It's all CGI, but from someone working in the industry, I can tell.
I'm not a 9/11 expert. I do know there is. There is.
Whatever theory it is.
Well, there is problems with it, like Building 7. I mean, Building 7 came down by itself, and it was like, well, hang on, never got hit, never got struck by any debris or anything, and yet that came down as well. You check that out, Building 7. It's like that makes no sense. But yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is that they are lying to us. We're not being told the truth. We are being lied to. I've actually got something. If he's still here when I get this, but yeah, I'd like to know that. You know. Oh. He's a science guy. He'll know this. So we'll ask him in a minute. I don't know if you'll be able to get your head around it. It's Eratosthenes. It's the first person to calculate how far it is around our circumference around the Earth, and he did it all with sticks and shadows. Okay, he looked down a well, and I think it was an obelisk,
yeah.
Something like that. I think I'm close. Anyway, when you get that, we don't need sticks and shadows. We can just do. We know what a circle is around the Earth, 360-degree circle. If we times that by how many days it is in the year. No, these aren't my figures, these are Wikipedia's and Google's, okay? So 360 degrees times 365 days in the year, 0.24. I don't even know, why would they call that 24? I don't. But what I'm saying is, it's their math.
If I want to, I can go on Wikipedia.
I don't even.
The whole page about.
Look, I don't even believe this guy existed. There's no evidence that he existed other than hand-me-down beliefs. But anyway, you times that, and then divide it by how many feet in a mile, 5,280. You get that.
But I don't believe it's orbiting like.
That's Eratosthenes. I mean, in Roman times, it used to be 5,000 feet per mile. 5,280 didn't actually come till 1,590 or so. This is bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a scientist.
I know, I thought that might be a hard one for you.
What I'm asking is,
what's your proof that that is CGI and not real?
Sorry, which one?
What evidence have you got?
Well, I mean, as I said, I mean, I just showed you that one.
Because it's easy just to pinpoint something and say that's
like,
CGI.
I mean, you can see that there's a problem with that. Is there a problem with that?
What's the problem?
Look at the size of the continent. I mean, you go onto NASA's website and you'll see that. Look at the size of America and the size on there.
That's Google Earth images of it.
Go on to NASA's website. That's NASA's website.
Yes.
Not being faked.
I'm not arguing about that.
But go on there, and what I'm saying is that you've never seen a photograph of Earth, ever. Never seen a photograph.
In my opinion, you have from, you know, all the various satellites on there. Sure, definitely freezing.
He looks cold as well. I was going to show him show you that one before you went quickly. But what I'll do is I'm going to post it on my YouTube. You've got that leaflet, haven't you? I'd love to know that extra information that you had. Grab another one. Don't throw it away, because I'm deadly interested. I want to know.
Ping you an email.
Because look, I am a truth seeker. I just want to know the truth, where we live, and I'm open to everything. If you've got something to offer, I want to know.
Good speaking to you.
All right, nice speaking to you as well. And you, buddy. Cheers, nice talking. Jumper on
Next time you're doing it, have a look like that.
I can show you everything you're doing right now. I can show you. You're not ready I don't see it. This is an accepted opinion. What you're trying to force on me. It's not an accepted opinion. It's what I'm trying to do is make me. I've never been on a plane in my life. What you're trying to do, been in a beach so badly. I'll explain to you. Right, that's right. Come on. Explain to me. You're asking me to explain something and not giving me a chance to explain it, right? What I'm saying is, that logic, you said then all the stars and all the stars are surrounded there, right? You've got a snooker table, all the balls are around, you've got a snooker table, that's what you're doing.
Okay, so this is another analogy. Would you look out the window to measure the carpet? Well, we're talking about measuring the earth, not about measuring the stars. Ancient civilization, every ancient civilization is a star. And every ancient civilization is quite happy. The ancient civilization is quite happy. We go round
I wouldn't be able to see the stars sunset. No, I went there, I didn't show those stars. I take myself to it, I go to Australia,
We've gone so far that way, you can't see the city. Right, we can see the North Star past the equator. So, you know, we can come around here and see the North Star. The North Star is there. It does the cut-off point there. We come round. Well, we don't come round. But you know what I mean? Natural size of it is not really observed and tested. So it's something I've been observed and tested. We're spinning this way, yeah? So at the equator, that's a bigger circle, yeah? So essentially the force of the equator would be if we were up here. That means if we can dive off, we'll be able to make a lot of money bringing it on. I didn't know why I've been dogs and playing out of this all the days. I'm just saying the timeline. Because they put millions and millions and millions of years in there, carbon testing said it's only to be active for 100,000 years. We get told millions and millions of years. Well, you know, so we're told that it's in the middle of our Earth. So yeah, it's all there, and it all breaks down, it all goes down. What's the deepest in the bit? What's the deepest in it now? 8 miles. There's a Russian's got to 8 miles of it up. But we're not 8 miles down, but we're convinced. We're convinced.
Or is it that you guys think you drill with?
They're saying that we'll drill through into a bit.
Because if it's there, it's not the edge.
Hold up, water needs to be contained. Gravity is powerful enough. Gravity. So, you know.
Hold on, wait, no, I read something. You guys actually think that there's a guy
Is there any information on here saying?
Yeah, fine. How do you know that the moon isn't flat?
Have you not seen the movie? We're on, honestly, you really think, honestly, everyone go look up space, the moon landing. It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke. We've got the moon lander and this crazy little bit up to the moon.
I want to see
reality. Now I'm giving you water always like
then that is like saying then that none of that fact work. That's like saying that you're saying your 200 factors, your sciences only work on a flat earth. So the only reason when flat is that's how it works. And around it,
we're saying that's how right, so if we had a compass and we were here, do you think the compass would face come that way?
You would want to face to the north. Where's north? The south, let's say. North. Where would your compass point? It would be pointing through the middle of the north, wouldn't it? But on a flat map, with a north pole in the middle, anywhere our compass would go.
Where's the south part?
Have you ever seen a speaker max? Yeah, what's in the middle? It's a half, right? And then out, north, you've got two opposing, negative, so you think a bit like that. We're not allowed to the north, but we're allowed to the south. Right, contain. Okay, so let's just go back, because I said at the start, and you said you know all about natural science. Natural science, observable, testable, repeatable, yeah? Fallacy.
But every one of us can go through and test this. Now look at
Join yourself.
They're good there. When I'm at the beach, that's how I see it. When I'm in the aeroplane, balloon footage.
Absolutely.
It always rises to your eye. Now,
because I forget to what to say.
Yeah, the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That's good to have someone with you.
Yes. Not in the middle. Nearly in the middle.
You see what it looks like now?
You don't see a curve.
It's not flat.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, we've got waves, but it is flat. You don't see a curve.
The horizon's
and if I see the curve,
what does the word horizon mean? Horizontal. Have you ever heard of other two words called
you are in a place where I was. Honestly, you are so like me, because it's like, oh, this is nonsense. Stop it, go away.
It's that. Just don't get caught up in any of the hocus pocus.
Take that.
Stick to the observable stuff that we can all go and have a look at.
I know where you're coming from. I really do. I really do.
I don't need to know the science.
You know you want to do this.
But you're only going by things I can test at home that a 5-year-old could do in their lesson.
We're going. It's something that this is all. It's not what a 5-year-old can do it. An adult can do it. It's our reality.
The guy who's going to try and debunk it.
Debunk that.
This is our reality.
Prove it all wrong. That's all you got to do. If you try to prove that wrong, in 2 months' time you're a flat earther.
I tell you what, if I had the money and I was a multi-billionaire, I would.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Well, do you know what? If I had that much money, I'd be out there feeding and starving. I wouldn't be wasting my money on any space buddies.
But look, no one's trying to convince you. We're just trying to get you to critically think. That's it.
£51 million a day to make space.
What are they thinking about space?
Go and have a look. Then look up bubbles in space.
Oh yeah.
Listen. You're really confident. I say go home and research again. Did we really go to the moon?
With
I'll
your
tell
eyes.
you now, you'll be proved up. I challenge you. I'll challenge you. I'll tell you what. I'll give you my phone number, and you send me a link that proves it, and I'll send you £5
You just need wildlife.
Go for it. Do it. Up to challenge.
You don't
done well.
You did well with me as well, Mr. NASA guy.
Got him with essential fuel force.
He come up with so much science. It's like, look, mate, I want to know more, but you know,
right, okay.
Got me.
But got every trump card coming out that time. Bolt had before he could even get it in my hand. It was the best.
Very good. Been quite successful.
I thought that I was constantly, this is nonsense. I am right, I know my way when I went to school and I went to university as well as educated university level, more student careers. I've spent 3 years in business and I still have not been able to want it after trying to start saying all those nonsense. Of course you got to lose. All you could do is you could either turn around at the end of it and say, yeah, I am 100% true, I was right, or actually, no, actually it's something completely different. And when you find something different, it's absolutely awe-inspiring, it's not your ego everything, you're actually still getting just give it a whirl, trust me. Just give it a whirl, that's all you can do.
I think you'll be ready.
That's a young girl, not believe right. Oh, jeez, no. Why do you let me ask one question? Why do you personally think yeah, well, it's a simple question. Not like it never to answer this question. Gravity is reality. It has to be described. It knows me. Just swear me. I don't really cross gravity. I'd say gravity would be a good reason for it, yeah. And probably lack of proof.
So I'll tell you why I used to believe it.
Yeah,
the reason that I believed it when I was about 5 or 6 years old. Essentially, when it's a lovely globe thing, right? There's a skinny intelligence in it, right? So when you believe that, it's like, no, I'm not going to tell you that. But I believe it's what? You want a ball? So you see on the ball, right? Look, right? So show you how time works, right? So when you but basically we're in this area of the northern hemisphere, so this mass is basically the globe that's squashed out. If you squash the globe down, it's spread out, right? So basically on a you always fly in a straight direction, even on the globe, it's not flying straight. You can only fly from east to west or west to east. You've got to go to no planes are flying to fly or west to east.
You can't look at a map and say that's going to
Old prophets, when new Muslims divorce women, divorce them to mention their waiting time, and keep count of the waiting time, and fear Allah, your Lord. Do not come and out of their husband's houses. what should they themselves need to what they are realize true in their life. And those that are not of Allah, the very concept of the name of Allah is certainly wrong. We know not, perhaps Allah is in the world after that different matters. فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو سارقوهن بمعروف.
Seasons? Yeah, possibly. What would you want to know about it?
Why do we have different seasons?
Okay. Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Can you see that picture there? So that sun there and the moon there, they actually come in and out. Oh, sorry, I'm pushing everyone round. So that one there, so that sun's going round there, and you kind of get July, and as it goes out, we start getting winter where we are because the sun's going further away. That's all that is, seasons.
So the sun's going further away from us.
So we believe that the sun and the moon are about approximately 3,000 miles away. Yeah, of course you can. I was trying to explain to him about, I don't know if you caught any of that. This is a Blackpool promenade. That is the Isle of Man, and to do with Pythagorean's theorem, which is all about the curvature of the Earth, so that's their math, this is science, pseudoscience, but it's science. It says that it should be under 2,500 feet of curvature, hidden curvature. You shouldn't be able to see any of that. You are a magician if you can see the Isle of Man, because it's hidden, but yet you can on a clear day. Right. And people photograph it all the time.
Okay, alright, thank you.
There's some channels and information there to go if you get a magnifying glass out. I know, stupid, I wrote that. You can't read it. Alright, we're not trying to convince anyone, we just want people. So actually, that's about a 2 hour long. We're not expecting anyone to. We want people to maybe do about half hour of it, and then if you like it, well, if you don't like it, just turn it off. No, nothing lost. So, and everyone's welcome to pay us for looking if they want. Kidding. All right. You right, guys? Anyone struggling? Go on, it's nonsense, rubbish. Anyone been to Blackpool? Been to Blackpool? Have you been to Blackpool? No? That's Blackpool Promenade. When you're on Blackpool, you can see the Isle of Man on a clear day, that is. That's 65 miles away. And because we don't think about that, yeah, so what's the big deal of that? Well, Pythagorean's theorem says that it should be hidden under 2,500 feet of curvature. Yet we can see it with our own eyes and with a decent telescope. Why should we be able to see that? We shouldn't be able to see it. And some people say, well, maybe refraction. I don't know if you know about refraction. It kind of refraction kind of goes 10, 15, 20 feet or so. You know, I've never seen refraction that would go 2,500 feet. You know, like so that we can see round corners now with refraction. It doesn't exist. But that's true. That's real. And people think that they live on a globe, and you don't. Do you want to try one of them?
I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, we're not trying to convince anyone. We're not going to convince anyone in 5-10 minutes. We're trying to get people to critically think what they were told at 5 years of age, that we live on a globe. At 5 years of age, when you thrust that globe in front of your eyes, and you didn't have the ability to critically think and say to the teacher, what about this, what about that? You just took it as a belief. That's all it was.
It's incredible. I've always thought, you know, that the Earth is flat, and I'm really glad that, you know,
there's someone out there
that tell us that.
We're just challenging science. We're not saying this, that, or the.
But I don't think you are. I think what I get the impression you're selling Islam. This is
I know. Oh, you know what?
This is the latest way to sell radical
Islam. Stop it. Actually, I've actually enjoyed the music all day. It's been alright. It's better than silence. I would have preferred ABBA.
I must have preferred this to radical Islam, by the way. It's very colourful.
Alright, very good. Nice talking
Thank
to
you
you.
very much.
Alright.
Cheers.
Right, guys. Nonsense. I hate it. It's gross. It's not. But I don't. Did you catch any of that about Blackpool? What I was talking about. It is nonsense, all this. But when you start looking into it a bit, strange things start happening in that. This is a Blackpool. So I'm stood on Blackpool, and if you get a decent camera. Not this one, because it's not powerful enough, but a decent camera, or on a really good clear day, you can see the Isle of Man. Well, I don't know if you know a bit about math at school, since you're still fairly youngish, both of you. Pythagorean's theorem says that the curvature should be 2,500 feet below the horizon. 2,500, all that should be hidden, and yet we can see it. We shouldn't be able to see that. That's just one very small piece of a large jigsaw puzzle, but that's just one little bit of evidence. And you can see stuff like this, lighthouses, you know, they give off a beam over 100 miles. How? 8 inches per squared that the Earth is, and it gets bigger. It's not just 8 times, it's 8 times 8 times 2 or something, whatever, 8 inches per squared. And we shouldn't be, lighthouses shouldn't really work. They should only go about, I don't know, about 6 miles or so, you know, before it all starts dipping away. Aeroplanes going over the globe. Aeroplane going over the globe, it flies to the artificial horizon. Okay? Aeroplanes do not dip pitch down over the globe. They just, the autopilot gets kicked in. I think they're called aerialons or something, you know, like where they pitch around, you know, on the wings. They do not engage them every sort of 100 miles to go over the curvature. They fly to an artificial horizon. An artificial horizon, you can see the plane go up, it levels, it stays level for 24 hours as it goes to Australia after so many stopovers in Japan and all sorts, and then it lands. I know it's strange, it's hard, but when you're struggling with it, it's because of that. Because we're all kind of like indoctrinated in believing all this science with no evidence whatsoever. We can parrot and regurgitate what we've been told at school. We can just parrot it. Questions? Why? Look, so we're not after anything from anyone. We just want you go to that 200 proofs, do at least half an hour with it. Do yourself half an hour, and then I don't know. Do you know the word debunk? It was kind of new to me, but debunk it all and say what rubbish it is. I'm going to prove it's all rubbish. I bet you'll struggle. You really will struggle.
Thank you. Cheers.
All right, buddy. Nice. Any of you guys know what a composite is? Composite picture.
Composite picture.
Yeah, you know what that is?
Like picture that sticks together.
Well done, he knows. This guy here is Robert Sims.
Yeah.
He works for NASA.
Yeah, my uncle, great uncle, he works for NASA.
Okay, Robert Sims works for NASA. You know what he does? His sole job is to fake the globe.
How's that?
That's his job, and he goes. He's online. You can see him on YouTube, and he speaks about. He makes so every globe that you see, you have never seen a photograph of the globe, because if you go onto NASA's website, they will tell you that every one is a composite.
So why would they lie?
No, they're not lying. NASA tells you on their website that every one of the images of Earth is a composite. They're not lying.
Okay, so if it's flat, how come, what are the meteorites come from? Where do they come from?
Well, that'd be interesting. Well, yeah, no, I don't know personally. I know what a few people believe. There's some people that believe that we're under a dome. I don't go for that myself. There's no evidence or proof for me, you know, that there'd be a dome and all that. But there could be.
What if it came the other way? What if the meteorite came on the other side of the Earth?
What do you think's on the other side?
I don't know. I just...
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't know because you okay?
Yeah, no, I was just
Right, but we don't know. I mean, like some religions believe that there's water below us and water above us, above the dome. You know, so there wouldn't be any meteorites. That's what some religions believe. I mean, I don't know. I've never been up that high. What I do know is, I don't believe in Santa Claus. I don't believe in the Loch Ness Monster. I don't believe in things that I can't test and repeat for myself. Because gravity. Tell me, who knows what gravity is here? No, don't show me what gravity is, what you think it is, but who knows what gravity is, what you've been taught. it's the theory of gravity. It's never been proven. It's about two masses being attracted to each other. Well, you're stood next to him. Are you attracted to each other? That's what it's meant to be. That's Henry Cavendish. That's what you're taught in school. That there's two masses attracting to each other. But he does this all with big, huge lead balls. You know, like that have a property of static. And that's all that's being attracted. That has never been repeated or proven since. You can't repeat this at home. You can't repeat it in a classroom. It doesn't work. Try it with concrete balls. It wouldn't work. Gravity is nothing more than density. It's just, I mean, is gravity selectable? Does it say, oh, you know, like I'll hold, you know, all these buildings to the floor, hold all these vast oceans, but we'll let butterflies fly away, we'll let helium balloons rise up. You know, it's really selectful, gravity.
What's the point in lying and saying it's a sphere? Why?
Well, that would be lovely to know. I mean, there could, well, I don't know all the answers. I mean, like, I'd be a very clever person if I did. I can give you a few ideas. Maybe £52 million per day that NASA gets per day. All these people that are starving around the world, do you think they could do with that money? All the homeless? What about maybe control? Maybe there's more lands.
Has anyone ever been to the edge then?
Well, here's the thing. Lots of people have been. I mean, you could the Antarctica, which is what we think is the edge. Okay, it's signed by 52 or 53 countries around the world. We've fought about wars. We fought in wars. We fought about oil. We fought about land. We fought about money, and fought about politics. But that treaty actually still holds today.
Yes.
Okay, and we're not allowed to go there. And if you do go there, I'm saying we're not allowed to go there unless you're escorted by military or science personnel and all that. You can't go any more than about 100 miles inwards. Antarctica is meant to be how big? And you're not allowed to. And there is no evidence. Try and find some footage of a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Because you know it's meant to be like 24 hours. Is it the winter or summer or something? I think it's the summer, our winter. It's meant to be a 24-hour sun.
Is Mars flat too?
Have you not seen Mars? Look at Mars through an amateur telescope. And Mars isn't what you think. All these pretty pictures that NASA throws at you, and what you've seen, you know, in classrooms and all that, Mars, Mercury, Venus, and all that. It's not what you think. It's just a dancing star with funny lights. We believe the moon's about 3,000 miles away. We don't believe that we can zoom in with high-powered cameras, zoom straight into the craters at 250,000 miles away. Are you kidding me? 250,000 miles away. Do you understand how vast that is? I mean, can I zoom into China from here with a camera? But I can.
Well, you can't because it's goes round.
Would you be able to see
if the world. Yeah, yes, good thinking. Good thinking.
So, how exactly does sunsets work? Because if it's going around like this,
okay.
How does it go around? Like day and night wouldn't happen if the
Well, because we believe the sun is a lot closer. So obviously, if I shine a torch this high up, I'm going to illuminate this whole area. Yeah. But if I start getting closer and closer and closer and closer, is it still going to be dark over there as I get closer to the ground?
How do you explain?
So we don't believe the sun is 93 million miles. Oh, I don't know.
How do you explain the curvature of
I don't know.
25 miles away, you can't see anything.
Sorry?
The curvature of the Earth, by 25 miles away, it goes beyond the curvature of the Earth.
Okay.
How do you see?
See that one? Did I just talk to you about that? 65 miles away.
What is
So, it wasn't you guys. Did I not speak to? Sorry.
Do you have a source for that information?
Yeah. Just you can do. Just go on to any one of these channels and all that. In fact, sorry, just put in can see Blackpool to Isle of Man. That's all you got to do.
Right.
So yeah, you can see this. That should be under 2,584 feet of curvature. The Isle of Man. You should not be able to see it. 65 miles away. How do you think that you can see that?
Yeah, that's true. But you know, you see it's a circle. It's a black circle. How it's presented. When you put a sphere on when you put a map onto a black canvas, it doesn't work. So would you say that the structure of the maps are wrong?
You lost me then. Repeat that again.
So you know, let's say globe. Yeah? in its globe, right?
Okay.
Which is creation. When you put it flat on a map, it distorts it.
It distorts it from the like. It would
So, but
like,
if you had it in a circle, how would it work?
Oh, you mean? Oh, so.
Would you say the measurements were wrong?
Oh, massively wrong.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, because I mean, like, sorry.
How are they wrong? Like, is it the measurement that they measured? Is it fake?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. This guy here. Your measurement of Earth is from this guy here, Aristophanes.
Yeah.
He measured the Earth and he calculated it to be 24,900 miles. That's your science. I'm saying you as in figuratively. Your science. Okay, 24,000 miles. And he did all this with sticks and shadows. That's what you learnt at school. I don't know if you can recall this. That's what you learned. Yeah, is it primary school? Yeah, they turned it. Anyway, take a circle around the Earth, 360 degrees, times it by how many days there are in a year, 365.24, 0.22. These isn't my figures, these are Wikipedia's and whatever, and times it by how many feet are in a mile. And guess what number you get? Guess what number you get when you times all that? This guy is a complete fraud. Don't believe this guy. If I can do that, I mean, what is the Earth? No, there hasn't. What is the Earth? What is it exactly? And that's what I'm saying. It's the same number. It should be. Why is it that the Earth going round the sun would have any bearing on the size of the Earth? Why would that happen? That'd be like me walking around you, and as I walk around, I just say, "Oh yeah, I know what your waist size is." Why would that figure not come out to be exactly the same as Aristophanes?
I think it is. I think it's
It's kind of ridiculous. So anyway, guys, before you go, we're not trying to get you to change your minds or anything like that. And I know that you've got peer pressure between you all, and you've got like it's like a mass hysteria thing. One person goes, "Oh yeah, I think this is this," and then you all kind of all agree just to be cool. All we're trying to say is when you get home, critically think it for yourselves and do 200 proofs and just spend about, I don't know, 10 minutes, half an hour of it. And if it kind of like, if it blows your mind, carry on. If it doesn't blow your mind and you think it's a load of rubbish, just move on and like get back to your Xbox. Thank you very much. Nice speaking to you anyway. Cheers, buddy. All right.